All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting ready to go out on a prospect. It's going to be a little bit of a different prospect than what we normally do, but hey, you got to do what you got to do around here at the Empty Pan. All right, my name's Ken, and like I said, this is the Empty Pan. I want to explain some things before we go on the prospect, okay? If you're considering about becoming a gold prospector and going out and gold prospecting, it's very important that you go look up your local laws and regulations. I see videos on YouTube of people that are doing things that they're not supposed to do, like using motorized dredges in national forests. Okay. Now, I looked up the rules and regulations of where I live, and it's called hand and pan only. So what that means is you can only use hand tools, a hand shovel, and a gold pan. That's all you got. Okay. These are my river sluices. I can't use them where I live unless I have special permission from the landowner on private property. That's how I'm able to film the videos I'm having. So if you go out and you think you're going to drop one of these river sluices in your local creek and pan for gold, you could be breaking the law. So make sure you follow all the rules and regulations before you go gold prospecting. Okay. But I know a place that the county put in a sluice box and it's never been cleaned before. So we're going to go check it out. We're going to go clean it out and see if we can't find some gold. So stick around. Okay. I'm down by the creek. Actually, I'm down in the creek. Um, as I said before, I'm not allowed to use a sluice box in here. I'm not allowed to use a shovel in here. Hand and pan only. Okay. But if I'm expecting to find any gold in here with hand and pan only, I'm gonna be searching for a really, really long time because one scoop at a time is going to be ridiculous. So I'm going to show you that sluice box I was talking about that the county set up for me. I'm going to get you flipped around here. Hopefully you can see it. This is the culvert by my house, and it has a spiraled corrugated riffles throughout it. It is a sluice box. Okay, there are big rocks in here. I've cleaned them out about halfway through this half of the section because the water's cold and my hands were cold. So we're going to give this a shot, see if this works. I have a bucket set up at the end of the pipe, and I've cleared all the rocks out in the middle of the pipe to here. So I'm just going to start sweeping. I'm going to sweep this down. Car, the car just went over me. Seal in there, riffles. Yeah, they're cleaning out. This was filled with black sands. So hopefully they're going in my bucket. Oh, yeah. I'm moving the material. Hopefully it's going in my bucket. I will come back to this in the spring or the summertime when the water's a little warmer. There's a seam right there. Hopefully that's a gold trap.
Yeah, I've noticed this pipe right at the halfway mark, it drops in elevation more. So that top section is flatter than this bottom section. Yeah, that's all just wedged up with material. Yeah, I got a nice mountain of material right there. Move my bucket and make sure that's going into my bucket. Hopefully this works. Another seam right there. It sounds like it's going in the bucket. All right, I mean, looks good. I'm going to give it another sweep out. All right, let's see if it's caught anything. Got a little bit. All right, well, looks good to me. We'll let that refill up over the winter time, and then we'll come back in the spring or the summer. I'm going to take this up the hill, and we're going to pan this out. All right, I have made it back to my house. This is all the material that I collected from the culvert pipe. Okay, if you look at the material, some of it's pretty big. Now, if there was gold this big down in that river, down in that little creek, everybody and their brother would be down in that creek looking for gold. Okay, so there's no gold this size. So I don't need any material that's this size or this size. So what I've got here is a classifier. This is a little screen that won't let any big material go through. Here is a pan with some water in it. So you just put your material in the classifier in a pan with water in it, shake it around. The gold should be in the little material. That's where we expect the gold to be. So we don't need any of this big material. This is what's known as overburden. So we're just going to get rid of the overburden. And we're going to get the smalls. I'm going to get this taken care of off camera because that rooster likes crowing in the middle of my sentence. I will pan this material out just in case, but there's no gold in it because there's no big gold in this area. I'm not in California where you expect to find big gold. We'll be lucky if we find a couple of pieces of fly poop. With that being said, I'll get this done. Stick around. All right, I've got that classified up. This is my littles and this is my biggles. I don't expect there to be any gold in the biggles because this isn't a gold bearing area where I'm going to find huge nuggets. So I don't know if you can hear or not, but I have my simple sluice set up with a recirculating pump system. All right, my sluice goes into this tub, which goes, you can't see it, into another tub. So this is where my material is going to catch. Just water is going to be in here so I don't run any material through my pump and ruin it. And then if you turn around, I have the simple sluice set up, already running with the Torrent 8 from Prospector Trip. I've already worked all the water or air bubbles out of it, and we're going to run this. We don't expect to find a million pounds of gold, but hopefully we can find a piece or two. Looks like it needs a little bit more flow, and it looks like it's tilted a little bit, so I need a rock. Okay, yeah, that looks better. Okay, yeah. More flow. Okay, this is what's known as Dream Mat. It is a vortex drop riffle. Basically, the water comes in here and it spirals around in these little cells, and then it drops down into little pockets. And that's where you're going to catch your gold. So, in theory, the lighter material will go out the end of the sluice, and the heavy material will stay in the sluice. But this won't take me that long. I will get this run, and then we will bring you back in for the sluice clean out. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps out, you know, small content maker like me. I've noticed that 96% of my viewers are not subscribed. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know, they put that there for free. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe and comment and consider becoming a member. And give me 20 push-ups. All right, I'm out of water, so I've sucked it dry. It's because this is tilted that way. That's why. But we're gonna put that on pan and see what's up. And disconnect the Torrent 8 up here. Do I see anything in the indicator mat? Let's take a look at that real quick. Right, that looks like a piece right there at the tip of my fingernail. But we won't know until we get her panned down. That looks like a piece right in that cell right there. Can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4 cells over. Almost the bullseye position. That would be about the size of gold we would find there. So hopefully we found some gold. I'm going to put this in a pan. We're going to get it panned out. Okay, I have transferred all that material from the empty pan. I put the material out of the sluice. I filmed it all. I wasn't recording. So I put all the material into the empty pan, and then I transferred it to my boy Blue here. We're going to give this a go. See if there's any gold in there. Hopefully there is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am coming down to it. Well, I hope you could have saw that. I really hope you saw all that. I didn't know I was so far off camera. I am seeing a couple small pieces in here, and I don't know if you could tell by where I was in the pipe, the culvert pipe. I was only about a quarter of the way. So there's still 3/4 of a pipe to clean out. It was just filled with huge rocks. Boy, that looks exactly like that zircon sand that's down at Thermal City. It probably is. The gold I'm seeing is really small. I'll do my best to isolate it, and then I'm gonna film it with my camera because I mean my phone, because I can film closer up with my phone than I can with my camera, my GoPro. So yeah, I'll get that isolated, and then I'll bring you back in. All right, I've got that all panned down. Hopefully we can see it in the camera because I can't see it with my own eyes. I can see at least 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, I can see at least 4 pieces. Maybe in editing, I'll stop it right here and be like, actually, if you look really closely, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, and whatnot. But yeah, that's gonna do it. That's what I got. That's from quarter of that pipe. I have a feeling that there's more down in there. So yeah. So that's going to do it for this episode of The Empty Pan. I really hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy making these videos and sharing the knowledge that I've learned through trial and mishap and misfortunes. So hopefully you can learn something too, and consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It really helps out with the algorithm and gets me to make more content. The more likes, the more views, the more content. So keep that in mind moving forward. And just want to say thank you so much to everyone who's been here throughout the whole process. It's been a great year, and I look forward to seeing you in the next upcoming year. Oh, by the way, um, all the wild caught gold that I get next year is going into one bottle. I kept all the stuff that I found at uh, the Empty Creek all by itself. That's all by itself, but everything else got put into a jar.
So everything that I catch next year that's wild, even if I go to Empty Creek or Thermal City or Dahlonega or wherever I go, all wild caught gold will be put into one jar. And then at the end of the year, next year, at the end of 2026, we're going to get a final weigh out of what we got for the year. And yeah, I hope you're here for that ride too. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great day and a happy new year. My name's Ken.